be favorite. My favorite. Everything about you is my favorite. My favorite. Everything about you is my favorite.
I'm the only one you lost. Everything about you,
my favorite. My favorite. Everything about you is my favorite. My favorite. Everything about you is my favorite. Everything about you is my favorite.
Previously on Queen Varsity Africa.
Welcome to the maiden edition of Queen Varsity Africa.
Tokemakiwa Ebuka and the tweets about Ebu God. We're like diamonds in the sky. Tired of being stuck in toxic relationships and atmosphere.
Rather than killing myself, I will prove to them that I am the victim.
Considerate she was, varying her emphasis. Are you dark or very light?
Next thing is that we don't have any male child in our whole family. Now our mother is barren. You are pregnant under my roof? For color? Oh my God, after all I did.
Queen Varsity Africa is a unique reality show with unique formats. 17 princesses, 12 weeks of voting, several tasks, no eviction. One winner with a grand prize of 1 million naira.
Nigeria as a nation is currently facing a lot of problems in most sectors. Below are a few of the problems and probable solutions. Power is a major factor to be put into consideration for a stable economy to be achieved. The lack of stable power supply, mostly electricity, has impaired the growth of Nigeria industrially, agriculturally, and so on. Since the country is not generating enough electricity to circulate to all parts of the country, electricity distribution to other nations, such as Ghana, should be temporarily suspended.
We Nigerians are facing a lot of challenges, especially traffic in Lagos. Because of this traffic in Lagos, most of us go meet up to morning appointment, morning sales, and other meetings we are meant to meet up in the morning. And also in the evening, evening traffic too also don't allow us to get home at the right time, so we can go to bed at the right time to resume the next day for our jobs. Another thing we are facing in Nigeria, or we are complaining about, that is yet to be solved in Nigeria, is about the Chibo girls that have been taken. So, Mr. President, with all due respect, I'll be happy if you can do something about these Chibo girls.
I would like to first point out the issue of poor infrastructure in Nigeria, which has been one of the primary challenges we Nigerians are facing. The poor attention being given to this aspect has really been an issue of concern to the people of Nigeria. Sir, I would like to say that every contract being given out should be followed up and well monitored. Sir, to point out but a few, it would be of great joy if some of these issues, if not all, are being looked at.
You cannot simply just talk about it. What are the challenges And how do you meet the challenges? For instance, those of you who want to go into agriculture or aquaculture or cassava farming or mushroom farming or poultry, you first of all need land. And after you have got land, you must know that you also need finance. It's important. Funding. Then your market. That's very, very important. When I was going to go into agriculture, I have land in Ibadan. I have land in Oga. I have land in Ayeto. I have land in Igbo. Yes, I went to Oga. And what was determinant was the market. I want to capture the Lagos market. So the first farm I developed was my farm.
On the account of human trafficking, most youth are being exported out of the country into prostitution and drug dealing against their own will. If the youth are being exported, who will then be the so-called leaders of tomorrow that will better the lives of Nigerians, who would stay to make developmental and economical impact on the country? My suggestion is that a legal stop should be put to corruption and human trafficking. Illegal means of traveling or exporting Nigerians out of the country should be shut down.
There are so much universities for technical education. We have so many educated people, but most of them already job background because there are no job opportunities. If there are very good jobs, there will be lesser criminals. Secondly, false allegations. Most noted hardworking men are in jail due to implications. There is no accurate investigation before passing out judgment and the scaling abuse of the country, Nigeria.
The presidential seat should be shared and not just one ethnic group being president every single tenure. Furthermore, Nigeria have all it takes to produce its own food and most of its raw materials. Why then do we import everything that we use in this country? Lastly, we lack proper educational system. Look at universities, look at basic and high schools. Everyone wants to have their own school without considering if they have the full resources to coach the younger generation.
Everything about you is my favorite. Everything about you is my favorite.
The challenges must be understood. I had a younger colleague in the army. When he retired, he took all his money which he got from retirement and what he could borrow and set up a plastic making factory in Ijebu because he has land in Ijebu. That was the main factor. He did not consider electricity. He did not consider raw material. He did not consider market. So, we got land, all right. He built his factory, but he has to take his raw material from Lagos to Jebugo. Product produced, he has to take to market to Lagos to sell, and then he has to use generator because there's no electricity. Within 2 years.
Terrorism is one of the bitter challenges that has actually caused a lot of damage to our great country, Nigeria. It has caused untimely death and also caused a lot of women to be widows and children to be orphans. The rate of terrorism in the country is very alarming because the terrorists even come out to threaten the citizens in broad daylight. A very good example is Boko Haram. They have caused havoc, left most people in sorrow, The terrorists even killed most of our soldiers, those who are actually meant to protect us. It really shows that we are not safe anymore in our great country, Nigeria. We also have illegal immigration. This also causes a lot of damage and untimely death. Nigerians immigrating to other countries to seek for greener pastures, even without the right traveling means. The issue of Nigerians who have been killed in South Africa is all over the news. This shows the government fold their hands without doing a thing about it.
In all states around the Nigeria, sexual harassment and sexual intimidation has been a problem happening in Nigeria continuously. And I urge the government to look deeply into this case of sexual harassment. Young ladies and girl child are every day being humiliated and harassed by either their uncles, relatives, or perhaps their close neighbor. I plead with the government to please bring out a law-abiding girls abuse, and justice should be made seriously and punishment should be leveled. I believe this level of sexual harassment will reduce the girls' abuse, and they can speak out bold and report with the mindset to be listening, and justice will take place for their sake.
If you employ competent leaders who can check the negativity that is draining the positivity in many of the sectors in our economy, I think our country would be one of the best countries in the world. And also, if the issue of corruption, which I know that corruption is one thing that should be tackled right from individual family, well, I think within your power, sir, you can be able to tackle corruption a bit, if not to the fullest. With this viewpoint of mine, I think Nigeria would make a great nation with few of these problems that would be looked into properly. Thank you.
The environment, it is very, very important. Your wish is one thing, what goes around is another. Your wish, your desire, your interest even, they may go in one direction, but the other things.
In Nigeria today, it is discovered that after going through tertiary education, to get to higher institution is a huge problem. After spending a lot of money on JAM and post-UTME, some students will still be granted admission. So how can the poor people afford education? Why can't it be a simple theory so everybody will be able to benefit from it? Let's take a look at the government workers and the pensioners. Of course, everybody wants to have a good life, but the government does not give them that space, in the sense that these people will work and be punctual, but at the end of every month, they won't be paid their salary.
I think the president should work more on how to achieve good quality education by bringing more hands to work together as a team in the education sector. This particular set of people should make sure that they go from schools to school, both primary and secondary schools. The institutions are not even left behind. Make sure they have good school libraries, provide textbooks and other writing materials, building of conducive classrooms with enough space and well-arranged tables and chairs, balanced enough to sit on. And finally, the school fees should be either very affordable or made free for both the rich and the poor.
And that is the sort of thing. You talk about poetry. I think as far as poetry is concerned in this country, if anybody can talk about poetry, I can. I even talk about it in the video, wherever you should.
Big discussion.
Yeah, they didn't know that story. The story was there. When Fayoshe was said, I was president. And he came to me and said, I want to develop poultry in Nigeria, which is a good idea. I will call you in a moment. I'm busy now. So I said, good idea. In fact, you can make it the poultry center of Nigeria if you choose. But don't let government go into poultry. Government is a bad producer. Bad producer. But let government encourage. Say, how does government encourage? Your people want to. Three of the things important in poultry is first of all, they would. Second, feed. Third, medicament. And fourth, market.
One of the challenges Nigeria is facing is electricity. A country with bad electricity can never grow. Electricity brings in entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs brings in the business, and the business will provide job opportunity. A country without electricity will be left behind in growth, and that is why we have so many underdeveloped towns in Nigeria that has no exposure. Sir, if Nigeria can work on the issue of electricity and there can be improvement, then a better nation will be built. There will be peace and gratitude in the land because businesses will grow.
NYSC should, if possible, be scrapped off in our country. In other words, when a student graduates, instead of going for 1 year youth service, the money that we pay to him or her during that 1 year of service should be put together and given to him or her to start up something for his or herself. That is for those that are interested in becoming an entrepreneur. And then for those that wants to work, should use the money and sustain themselves until they get to find a job and start working.
You want to use Gotv. I mean, that's not what she said. I don't talk of Gotv. My daughter said, that is what you die. You've never heard of it. No, I've never heard of Gotv. Gotv is what you know it. That's very well going on.
Everything about you is my favorite. Everything about you is my favorite.
The number one problem of this great nation, Nigeria, is the problem of budgeting and investment. The appointed persons that are in capacity to make decisions and to administer these funds are administering it into the wrong sector. Buying of weapons to fight terrorists and insurgency is not really what the funds should be used for. Some projects are not very necessary too, but still yet we see a lot of funds allocated to them. From my own perspective, I have this strong belief that Bill Gates was very correct with the statement he made saying Nigerian leaders invest wrongly and allocates funds wrongly. That is why we are in a state of recession.
Bad roads, which have led to loss of lives through various accidents. When the roads are bad, different industries won't want to invest in that country because of the bad roads. A lot of lives have been lost due to bad roads. In my opinion, the solution to the bad roads, the federal government should allow personal body who has the capacity of reconstructing the roads, because the personal body are not allowed because the road is a federal road. How it can be implemented all depends on the federal government by providing adequate funds for the construction of good roads in the country. Another problem is the inadequate power supply. It has been something very rampant in the country and it has led to the death of some people.
So he left me and went to try and start government going. And then he invited me to visit the state. And the day before I arrived, they got this new poultry building, fresh. They rushed some about 2 weeks old birds with fresh shavings on the floor, and they wanted to impress. So I got there and I looked. Now, if you have put birds in a poultry house for 2 weeks, shaving will not be nice and clean. They will shit. They will drop litter, they will drop water. So we got in there, everything was nice and clean. I said, Fayoshi, your chicken no dey shit. And then Oyinlola was there. Oyinlola said, it is like this man. He said, Postman, don't bring him to politics.
The problem of insecurity in our country, Nigeria, cannot be overemphasized, as most citizens now live in fear of losing their lives and properties. There is the issue of Boko Haram, kidnapping, broad day robbery, intimidation from security agents, fake security officials, and so on. These issues can be tackled if the government can 1. Reform security agencies, 2. Restructure security agencies whose roles seem irrelevant or vague, 3. Give security agents sophisticated weapons to fight insecurity, 4. Adequately compensate families of fallen heroes who fought tirelessly to see citizens live in peace and without fear. 5. Collaborate with countries who are a step ahead of us in tackling the issue of terrorism and insecurity. We also have the problem of poor state of our health facilities and inadequate qualified medical personnel. It has now become a norm in our beloved country that people travel out of the country to treat even the simplest of disease, and people who can't afford to die. All of these problems can be tackled.
So, like my dear sister, I want to thank you again. So what the conclusion we have to draw is that you have just seen the edge of the iceberg. Small. But you need to have to be immersed. Need to have immersion. What you have now is atolling. You know what atolling is? You just your lipstick is atolling. But when you had a map, that's not atolling. That's
you can't see yours. You can't see yours.
You can't see my own mark. my tribal mark is not atolling. Because it will die with me. But your lipstick, you wash it. You need to be really immersed. And you choose what you want to do and follow. You will have challenges, you will have difficulties. But if you persist, you need it.
Poor communication between government and society is one problem of Nigeria. Fostering a good and understandable interaction between the government and society will go a long way in making the voice of the people heard. Government should include processes and mechanisms for citizens and groups to articulate their interests, mediate their differences, and work together. Environmental and health issues is another problem which occurs as a result of vandalization of pipeline and oil spills, which affects farmland, soil nutrients, affects drinking water sources, leading to lack of potable drinking water, and affects sea life. Also, improper sewage disposal, waste products, and litters affect the health of citizens, causing them to spend money on treatment. Please, there should be proper security at those areas where the pipelines are located, and adequate sanitation practices so as to curb such hazards. Poor educational system is another problem. Our educational system is diminishing. The materials used in teaching are old materials which the lecturers were being taught with during their time as students. The facilities used in schools are either too old or unavoidably absent. Hence, there is little or no practical and mostly theory. Our educational system has become very redundant, as they end up teaching us things which are beyond our field and other irrelevances from the first 2 to 3 years of studies and prefer to rush us in the last years. The system ends up producing half-baked students who cannot compete well in the labor market and secure good jobs, which leads them to unemployment. The solution is to provide schools with the right facilities and modern materials so that we can learn and grow. Increased crime rate, insurgency, and cultism has become the order of the day. This has led to insecurity, loss of lives, properties, and prevention of foreign investors in Nigeria. The solution to this problem is to create jobs for our youth, as majority of the people who perpetrate this act are youth, who are jobless and have nothing to do. Finding them with jobs will help them get useful with their lives and focus on making it for themselves rather than joining crime. Armed forces should also be put in designated places so as to improve security and reduce crime rates caused by those who have refused to change their ways. I will be delighted if these issues are looked into and adequately handled. Long live Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
Everything about you is my favorite. Everything about you is my favorite.
So I thank you very much for coming. But this one is not our code. Where do you get this from? Is this what they call
Afro? Afro style.
This is Afro style.
Yes.
You buy it too.
Yeah, I made it.
You make it yourself.
Yes, with the help of a sister.
Huh?
With the help of a sister, yes, I made it.
This can be locally made.
Yes.
What do you use?
Attachments, weaving, as in human weaving.
Human hair.
Yes, sir.
Human hair. Put another hair on your hair. All right, that's it.
So we have a gift for you, sir. We have a gift for you. National hero.
This is here. Let's have it.